Hello and welcome to QRT News on Quảng Nam Radio and Television. I'm Lena and let's take a look at the highlights. ADB supported Quảng Nam in urban infrastructure development. March Art Festival for building new rural areas in Quảng Nam Province 2024. High-tech industrial zone project in Quảng Nam. Quảng Nam implemented measures for Typhoon Trami preparedness. On the morning of October 21st, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Truyen, chaired a meeting with the working delegation from the Asian Development Bank (ADB) to evaluate the effectiveness of the Class 2 Urban Development Project, Tam Kỳ City Sub-Project, funded by the ADB. In his welcoming speech, Vice Chairman of Quảng Nam Province People's Committee, Truyen, provided the ADB delegation with an update on the urban traffic situation, planning vision, and ongoing flood prevention projects in Tam Kỳ City, especially the projects funded by ADB. Accordingly, the Asian Development Bank has loaned approximately $95 million to the government of Vietnam to support three provinces, Quảng Nam, Hà Tĩnh, and Đắk Lắk, implementing various projects. Of this, Quảng Nam sub-project has a total capital of $31.69 million. With this support, Quảng Nam province has built the strategic Điện Road and completed the 9.7 km Bằng Thạch River embankment in Tam Kỳ City. Departments, sectors, and localities benefiting from the project, especially Tam Kỳ City, further share the post-investment effectiveness of the ADB-funded project. They emphasize that Điện Road is a strategic route connecting the expressway to Tam Thanh Beach, creating momentum for inter-regional socio-economic development. It is also the main evacuation route for coastal residents in case of storm. The Bằng Thạch River embankment helps reduce urban flooding, provides livelihoods for urban residents, enhances the landscape, and contributes to the urban economic development of Tam Kỳ. Recently, the People's Committee of Quảng Nam Province organized the third March Art for Building New Rural Areas in Quảng Nam Province 2024 with the theme New Rural Areas Aspiration to Rise. Mr. Nguyễn Minh Triết, Secretary of the Quảng Nam Provincial Party Committee, attended and congratulated the award-winning units. At the closing and awarding night, excellent performances by units from Hội An, Tây Giang, Tam Kỳ, Thăng Bình, Đại Lộc were selected to perform. The Toastmasters Art for Building New Rural Areas in Quảng Nam Province 2024 attracted 17 participating units from district, towns, and cities. Nearly 60 performances by more than 400 non-professional actors from new rural communes performed, conveying themes of new rural construction associated with the development of agricultural, rural, green tourism, preserving, conserving, and promoting traditional cultural values, praising the party beloved alcohol, renovation of the homeland and country, introducing unique art activities closely associated with people's lives in production and labor, achievements in building new rural areas, advanced new rural areas, and model new rural areas. In the end, the organizing committee awarded two first prize to Đại Lộc District, Plan Region, and Nam Trà My Mountain Region, four second prize to Núi Thành, Duy Xuyên, Plan Region, Tiên Phước, Tây Giang, Mountainous Region, and six third prize and four consolation prize. The third March Art Festival of Communes Building New Rural Areas in Quảng Nam Province in 2024 is a large-scale cultural activities that affirm significant achievements, encourage the people to build new rural areas, and express a spirit of creative labor and study. The high-tech industrial zone project in Quảng Nam, developed by the VIT Institute of Technology, is currently in the research phase, preparing various factors to accelerate its implementation. On the morning of October 22nd, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee Hùng held a meeting to hear from representatives of the VIT Institute of Technology about the project and its preparatory steps. The meeting was attended by Dr. Vũ Ngọc Hoàng, former Secretary of the Quảng Nam Provincial Party Committee, along with leaders from various provincial departments and agencies.
According to the report by Professor Dr. Nguyễn Quốc Sĩ, a scientist representing the VIT Institute of Technology, the Quảng Nam High-Tech Industrial Zone project is an ambitious vision aimed at creating an advanced industrial complex that integrates renewable energy and high technology. The project's goal is to build a closed industrial model, leveraging local strengths and Vietnam's development opportunities during the country's industrialization and modernization. The project not only focuses on industrial development, but also serves as a model for using renewable energy, with the objectives of supplying over 70% of the electricity for the entire industrial zone and more than 50% of the electricity consumed by Tam Kỳ City. Recognizing that this project aligns with the necessary development trend for many localities, including Quảng Nam, and with the national development orientation, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee Hồ Quang Bửu also provided additional information on suitable locations for the project, including the Thang Bình High-Tech Industrial Zone within the Chu Lai Open Economic Zone, covering an area of 310 hectares. He also analyzed some of VIT's macro-level proposals. However, the province will gather more information and consult with central ministries and agencies to support and promote the next steps of the project.
On the morning of October 24th, the Quảng Nam Provincial Disability Association, in collaboration with Medipeace and Quaker, organized the Community Connection event for people with disability in Quảng Nam 2024. This program was part of a project aimed at rehabilitating and improving the quality of life for people with disability, as well as the Civil Society Cooperation Program of Medipeace and Quaker. The event attracted 160 members of the Disability Association across the province. The program featured a lively atmosphere with various activities, including a recycle fashion show focused on environmental protection, presented by the Disability Women's Club of Thang Bình and Ghi Xuyên. Many outfits were creatively designed by the women using recycled materials, conveying a strong message about environmental protection. At the event venue, the organizers set up 6 booths displaying products made by people with disability from the districts of Núi Thành, Ghi Xuyên, Đại Lộc, Thang Bình, Điện Bàn Thao, and Hội An and Tam Kỳ cities. The interaction segment include engaging games such as bottle filling, bottle assembling, and balloon squeezing. This activity aims to raise awareness and connect people with disability within the communities and with various agencies, organizations, units, and localities in the province. It also seeks to enhance the community's understanding and responsibility towards people with disability and disability issues, increase opportunities, and improve the status of people with disabilities while removing barriers to encourage their participation in all areas of social life and promote equal integration in society. On the afternoon of October 23rd, Chairman of the People's Committee of Quảng Nam Province Lê Văn Dũng chaired a meeting with various departments and localities to implement plans for Typhoon Trami preparedness and disaster prevention throughout this storm season.
Forecasts suggest that Typhoon Trami could be a strong storm with a complex and unpredictable path, potentially making direct landfall in central provinces, especially Quảng Nam. The storm risk level is assessed to be equivalent to Typhoon Molave in 2020, which caused significant damage to Quảng Nam. Based on our observation, we see that the formation, development, and landfall timing of Typhoon Chami resemble those of Typhoon Molave in 2020. We have convened meetings early and need to issue warnings about the storm's dangerous level so that people do not become complacent in storm preparedness. According to Mr. Truyen, Deputy Director of the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, there is a high likelihood that Typhoon Chami will make landfall in Quảng Nam. Therefore, it is essential to strengthen the development of response scenarios based on the risk level, particularly focusing on plans for dealing with storm, floods, landslide, and flash flood. It is also necessary to quickly implement evacuation plans for about 200,000 people across the province to save shelters when necessary. During the meeting, the Provincial Border Guard Command provided an update on the situation of vessels at sea. Currently, the province has about 60 offshore fishing boats, 6 of which have safely returned to shore, while 50 boats have received information and sought shelter in the Trường Sa Island area. To respond to Typhoon Chami, Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee Lê Văn Dũng requested that party committees, authorities, and heads of agencies and localities regularly monitor the storm's development. They must actively direct, promptly implement, and effectively respond to and mitigate disaster consequences. He also emphasized the need to implement the disaster prevention plan on the ground with the on-spot approach, ensuring a proactive, timely, and decisive response to protect lives and minimize property damage to both the people and the state, especially in key areas prone to severe impact, such as Hội An, Duy Xuyên, Thăng Bình, Tam Kỳ, and mountainous region prone to landslides. Leaders of departments, agencies, the provincial border guard, and district, town, and city authorities must continuously monitor Typhoon Chami's development for timely responses. Units must be on duty, urgently checking the on-the-spot plans. The Provincial Steering Committee for Natural Disaster Prevention and Search and Rescue must regularly follow up on the storm's progress and inform the public in the province about its movement. They must also thoroughly review on plans for when the storm makes landfall to ensure timely evacuation of people to safeguard their lives and property. Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee Lê Văn Dũng emphasized that the implementation of response plans for Typhoon Chami must be carried out synchronously and decisively across all sectors and levels, from the provincial to grassroots level. He stressed that there must be no complacency and negligence, and that response plans should be swiftly executed according to various disaster risk scenarios, depending on the severity, in order to minimize damage when typhoon makes landfall.
And that's all for today's bulletin. Please stay updated with the latest news by following us on social media and visiting our website QRT.vn. Thank you for joining us and see you next time.